Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of A Chapter a Day Keeps the Doctor Away. My name is Alan, otherwise known as Hisui, and I'm from ReverseThieves.com as well as the Speakeasy Podcast. And this time I'm looking at Hayate the Combat Butler, Chapter 439. Ah, there is no rosiness in this strange life. And we start with a mysterious proposal by two characters at the beach. We don't know who they are, but someone is asking someone else to marry them, and the other person agrees on one condition. And then it's like bum bum bum, and then the rest of the story. My prediction, right off the bat, might as well get right into it. I'm thinking that's Hayate's brother, and whoever is trying to marry him is somebody trying to get the king's jewel. And I think when they finally meet Hayate's brother, they're going to have to try to convince him not to marry whoever this person is. Probably somebody like, the mobster nun, or somebody like that, who's, one of those characters who's up to no good, trying to get Hayate's brother's stone. That's my guess. But we shall see who that person is and who is being proposed to. But we start with everybody at the beach. I guess nothing really happened that we're going to see for now with Hinagiku down under. I guess if there was any other interesting stories about her flight, those are for another day. But for now, she's with everybody at the beach, trying to find Hayate's brother. So, Nagi is, basically complaining about the heat and complaining about how foreign beaches are cooler. And Kayura's like, hey, smack talk like that gets you the curse of the Japanese Ocean. And she's like, whatever. She's like, just stand up on that breaker. And then now look down. And ew, they're like a ton of wharf roaches. And you're like, ugh. And that apparently grosses out Nagi to no end. And man, I didn't know those things existed. But yeah, apparently they show up basically where the water line is. And they're super icky. And man, I never want to see like just a wharf filled with wharf roaches. That does not seem like a pleasant way to spend your day. But being totally freaked out, Nagi basically goes back and rests at the hotel, and we learn a lot. We get a nice little scene where Nagi generally mentions that, it's a real long shot that Hayate's brother is still going to have the stone. But that's not really the reason she came. I mean, it would be great if they found it, and it would make everybody's life easier. But the real reason she came was that, so Hayate could meet up with the one living member of his family that he actually likes, who isn't a total jerk for jerk like his parents. And, as someone who loves him, she says, as your master, but as, someone who loves him, being able to reconnect him with his one, good family member is what she wants to do. And, you can tell that Hayate really appreciates that. And it's like, don't worry, we'll find him together. And he's like, I don't want to go outside. I mean, I'm super sick from the wharf god's curse. I'm just going to lay here. But touching scene. I'm curious if Nagi's just gonna spend most of this arc in bed, or if Hayate will drag her out. But while this is going on, basically all the girls who are not Maria go out to find Hayate's brother. And so there's some reference to obviously a Japanese TV show with some, like, we don't want to put his exact likeness in, so we have the guy, like a very realistic looking guy with a bar over his face. But I don't know enough about, finding lost relatives TV shows on Japan to know who that guy is. But he's Guy Persington. I'm sure if I was a Japanese native and watched a lot of TV, I'd be like, oh, of course, that guy. Ha ha ha. But it's not important. Pretty sure he's some TV guy. Nishizawa makes a reference. Everybody leaves. She's like, hey, wait up. And then Athena has the most important piece of advice, which is, look, guys, you gotta be careful. Hayate's older brother is probably like a mega gigolo, and he'll be unnecessarily nice, and then a bunch of you are gonna fall in love with him if you're not careful. And I like how, Kiora and, Secret Maid are like, who does that? I mean, who just falls in love with somebody because they're really nice to them? That's crazy talk. And then Nishizawa and Hideyuko are like, I don't want to comment on this. But I hear people who do that are like super cool and smart and pretty. Proving who are the smartest of the four, but after that little moment, they finally find the Life restaurant and lifeguard station and find that it is totally destroyed. And they're like, no, our greatest lead. And then some guy is like, oh yeah, this place just recently got destroyed. And we don't see who it is. And I'm thinking it's a little too quick for them to find Hayate's brother. And a little too convenient. I'm guessing it's probably the main guy from Heroes of the Sea Lifesavers. Because I think the outline looked pretty male. So I'm thinking it's the main guy. And through him, I think they'll find Hayate's brother. And probably find out once again about who's getting engaged. Once again, who's probably Hayate's brother. And he's probably like, yeah, he's probably going to get engaged to, like, save the restaurant or something silly like that. He's like, oh, if he gets married to this lady, then he can get the money to save, the restaurant that got blown up or, swept away by the sea. I'm guessing that's the arc. But, they're basically, going to get this guy to show them where Hayate's brother is. And that's going to be a little bit of a run around. And then finally meeting Hayate's brother and then getting him out of this horrible engagement just for, the stone and everything like that. But, that should be interesting to see. But yeah, we have a lot of mysterious characters. We don't know exactly who they are. But we won't find out who any of them are next week because Hayate is going to go on a break. Which, always is like, argh. But when it comes back, color pages. So, swing. That's always good. So, if you're like me, it's going to be a rough week next week. But I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. All right. See you then.